Okay, welcome everyone. It is January 9th, 2024. Welcome to our first legislative meeting of the year. Happy New Year to everybody. I let the record reflect that all 5 commissioners are present. There was no written comment received for today's meeting. And item number 4A is being stricken from today's agenda as it is not ready quite yet. So just so we know that. And we will then go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The next item that I do want to do is do our open public forum. And so we do have someone who has signed up, Julia McHugh. So if you'd like to please come up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and then you have 3 minutes. And at the end of the 3 minutes, there'll be a timer. And I do want to let you know that we have all received copies of the handout that you brought.
Yes, and I thank Ms. Shelley Thompson for doing all that work.
Thank
Greatly
you.
appreciate it. So I am Julia McHugh. I live at 1514 North Grove Road. I am in the West Plains in the Palisades neighborhood, and I, along with many of my neighbors, are living with groundwater contamination in my sole source domestic wells. I want to especially thank you all for addressing the much needed aquifer protection areas yesterday. I attended your briefing, and also the many issues that we recognize are in front of all of us for a possible 2024 ballot initiative. So thank you all for that. So I want to speak specifically from yesterday's meeting. I want to tell you, in my opinion, that the Spokane Valley, Rutland Prairie, and West Plains aquifer systems, separate and distinct systems, are our collective groundwater resource and, frankly, a gift to all of us. The geographic areas that they occupy are also our collective resource. These resources are equally vulnerable to contaminants, both have large populations living atop them, and both warrant long-term protective measures provided through public funds. We hope the ballot initiative passes. The speed with which the West Plains is being converted from rural to urban uses, and the threats this poses to our West Plains groundwater, and ultimately the Spokane River, which is hydrologically connected to the West Plains runoff, is of great concern to all of us, and to, I hope, to all of your constituents, not just those that live over the aquifers. The table that you have in front of you, that Ms. Thompson provided to all of you, is my rendition of what is a rendition and a reminder of what the West Plains contains. It is a reminder that while the West Plains has a separate and distinct groundwater system, that the functions and services the West Plains provide is a benefit to all who reside in this area and all who use these services, physical services and environmental services. There is no us and them. We are all dependent on transportation. You can see numerous things here. Transportation, waste disposal, public safety. We have 2 prisons out there. Military readiness. We have 2, one former and one current military base, numerous contaminated sites off of Fairchild Air Force Base. And we also have plenty of recreation. Some of the largest parks in our state, Riverside State Park, Palisades Park. This belongs to all of us. So these facilities and their impacts on our groundwater system are unique to the West Plains. And I'd like to just point out to everybody concerned that none of these facilities, the waste-to-energy plant, the landfills, the prisons, the airports, none of these are in your specific areas, that your districts. That can't be 3 minutes.
Yeah, thank you. That's your 3 minutes is up.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me regarding this? Do you have any comments?
So if anyone has questions or answers during public forum, we don't, this isn't an engagement.
Okay.
So you're here to state that, but anyone is welcome to reach out to you and talk to you individually, or you're welcome to reach out and talk to each of the commissioners individually as well.
Gladly. I just want to point out, the airport and the waste-to-energy facility are co-owned by the city. So this isn't just a city, Spokane
Yes.
Valley, it's a West Plains issue.
Thank
So
you.
I want you to take that under consideration.
Thank you. And thank you for attending yesterday as well. So with that, second call for anyone wishing to testify during our open public forum. Anyone online? Okay, third and final call for anyone wishing to testify at our open public forum. Seeing none, I will close the open public forum. And then I do have a couple of statements that I would like to make. With us being on break, we didn't have time for proclamations. And so we do want to make sure that Sheriff Knowles is in the house, and we're going to ask him to come down. So today is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Since 2015, January 9th, has been designated as the National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Our law enforcement officers serve in a profession that puts their lives in the line every day for their communities. They have answered a call to public service that is demanding and often unappreciated. Their jobs take them away from their families for long hours, and rarely do they know what their days have in store for them when they leave home. Therefore, on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, I want to thank the leadership, deputies, and team in the Spokane County Sheriff's Office for all and all of our local law enforcement agencies for their dedication and professionalism. So Sheriff Knowles, if you'd want to come up and say a few words, and thank you, and please make sure you let your staff, who work hard every day.
Perfect. I appreciate the statement, and on behalf of the men and women of the Sheriff's Office, I thank you for that. And not just for the statement, but I think every single one of you have been very vocal supporters of law enforcement, particularly the Sheriff's Office here in Spokane County. It does go a long way with the men and women who are out sacrificing every day. It means a lot to me. Not only that you are publicly supportive, but when it comes time to make sure we have the resources we need to go out and keep the public safe, every single one of you has been there for us. So we appreciate that. We're proud of the support you give to us, and thank you. And I have already let them know you were going to be making this statement today, and they are very appreciative of it. Thank you.
Thank you. So the next item is that Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So I would be remiss if we don't recognize that Monday, January 15th is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day. On his birthday, we honor the life and legacy of Dr. King, the American civil rights leader who dedicated his life to achieving equality for all. While most Spokane County departments, offices, agencies will be closed, I encourage employees and citizens of Spokane County to make it not a day off, but a day on day. I think people have taken that as one of the initiatives. One such way to do that is by participating in the annual Unity Rally, which is a March and Resource Fair. For commissioners and the public, I would note that the Unity Rally will begin at 10 a.m. in the Spokane Convention Center, located at 334 West Spokane Falls Boulevard. It will be followed by a march through downtown Spokane, returning to the convention center for a resource fair until 1:30 that afternoon. I do know it's going to be very cold, so we will just stay tuned and pay attention if they do have the march, but they certainly will be having the rally at the convention center. Again, let's make it a day on for civil rights and equality in Spokane County. So those are the two statements that, since we couldn't do proclamations, we wanted to make sure that we had those statements out for the public. So thank you very much. And so with that, then that takes us to item number 3, and I will look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I would like to move to elect, in regards to resolution number 3A, the election of the chair of the Board of County Commissioners, Spokane County, calendar year 2024, I would like to nominate County Commissioner Mary Cuney.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion as second. Is there any further discussion? Commissioner Jordan?
Thank you, Commissioner Cuney. I don't know if I can call you Madam Chair yet, but I just wanted to say I'm happy to vote in favor of selecting you as the chair for this year. I just wanted to commend you on your dedication over the past year, balancing significant duties as the president of the Washington State Association of Counties, which I believe involves visiting every county courthouse, or many of them.
Half of them is what we
Okay.
try to get to.
All right, but it's still an impressive accomplishment considering there's so many counties, all the committee meetings that go along with that, and being the chair last year, and your own elected official as a county commissioner. So commend you for that, and also just wanted to say that how much I, as a new commissioner, have appreciated that. It's to be expected at times with 5 commissioners that we have disagreements on important issues, and we have had those. But in your comments, you've always handled yourself in a civil, respectful manner, and I think that's absolutely critical. Appreciate that and look forward to voting in favor.
Thank you. Commissioner Waldron.
Thank you, Commissioner. I just wanted to echo those comments. I'll support the motion, and I wanted to thank you especially for stepping up. We didn't know at the middle of August, that we'd have 2 wildfires, and, the whole board stepped up and worked very hard on the emergency response, and the response continues to those impacted by the wildfires. But I want to thank you for your leadership during that time as well. It required a lot of evening and every minute work. So appreciate that you were able to balance that and your role as the WASAC president. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And we have a motion and a second for electing Commissioner Cuney as chair for the calendar year 2024. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. That will then take us to item number 3B. Commissioner French.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that for the election of the vice chair for the Board of County Commissioners of Spokane County for calendar year 2024, I would like to move that we approve Commissioner Josh Kearns as vice chair.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Commissioner Josh Kearns to be the vice chair for calendar year 2024, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Now, we have stricken item number 4A from today's agenda, so then I will look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, move to approve items 5 and 6, including all sub-items on today's 2 p.m. consent agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve items 5 and 6 and all sub-items on today's as printed agenda. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, that takes us to the end of our consent agenda today. Fairly easy one. So, Commissioner Waldron.
Madam Chair, could I have a point of personal privilege? I just wanted to, as you were mentioning some things we weren't able to do during the time that we were off for the holidays, I just wanted, may I have a?
Yes.
Thank you. I just wanted to acknowledge that just before the holidays, right around the time we had our last board meeting, that former 2-time county commissioner Jack Garrity and former city mayor passed away just a few months short of 90 years old. And I just wanted to mention his service to the community, and his family and friends reached out and reminded me, because I had only experienced him as a mayor when I was a youngster here in Spokane, but he was a commissioner and did many things to support the World's Fair here in Spokane. Many things he did, including starting the Spokane Limerick Sister City Society, and was very active in building relationships with our friends in Ireland. So just wanted to express my condolences to his wife, Carrie, and their family, extended family, and just mention him, and he will be missed in the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I have a point of personal privilege as well?
Okay.
I just wanted to second Commissioner Waldron's comments. I also received some outreach from mutual friends, and as a new commissioner, this is the first time that I've had it brought to my attention that a former commissioner had passed away, and just wanted to express condolences to the family and just second the comments that it's an impressive record of public service. Thank you.
And I will just note for the public record that we have not done this in the past for any of our past commissioners that have passed away. So just putting that out there for the record. So, Mr. Anderson, is there anything else that we have for this afternoon?
Nothing from me.
Okay, and Mr. Simmons, you're on Zoom. Is there anything you had?
Nothing from me, Commissioner.
Okay, thank you. With that, then, our meeting is adjourned, and we'll see everyone next week. Have a good Martin Luther King weekend.